Hey friends! Today we are going to talk about what I think could be the absolute biggest mistake, style mistake, that you could make going over to Europe. I just came back from a family vacation and I had to share the biggest mistake I saw over there because I don't want you to end up in the same situation, okay? Over in Europe, we went to 7 different cities in 4 different countries. And one thing that was super consistent among all the places was the streets, the sidewalks, and the stairs. All are made with different bricks or stone or pebbles or boulders. Everything is different. And guess what? Nothing is even. I mean, there are even steps that there's just the stones are uneven everywhere, even in the streets. It looks like roots have started spreading and growing underneath those stones of the streets, making everything kind of wavy, okay? So hear me out here. I know a lot of times you think, I want to take my cute little shoes over there to wear out to dinner. I want to take my heels. I want to take a cute little pair of wedges because that makes sense, right? We don't even think twice about wearing those shoes here when we go out to dinner. But Europe, because of the situations I'm telling you about in their roads and sidewalks, is just completely different. So I wanted to share with you today the shoes that would be the absolute worst ideas to take there and what you could take instead that would be so comfortable for walking long distances and not breaking your neck on one of these streets and sidewalks. So you've heard people talk about taking comfortable shoes to Europe before. That is not a novel idea, okay? Everyone knows that. But I want to present it in a little bit of a different way. Something that when you're looking at your shoes, you want to really pay attention to this because it's going to make the biggest difference for when you're walking around. So we all know these are not comfortable, and I would never suggest trying to walk on roads with little stones everywhere with these. You're going to get your heel caught in between some of those stones or in a grate that's in the middle of the street. No bueno, okay? Look at the surface area on the bottom of this shoe. It's not enough to keep you stable. And I'm willing to bet all of us have had this situation where you've had shoes on like this at some point in your life, and there was just a little crack in the sidewalk, or there was a little lip in a doorway or something like that. And when you weren't paying attention, you just went like that, okay? You're just like, whoa, and you're almost fallen on your face. So picture that times about 20 in Europe, because there's just plenty of times that you could make a mistake walking pretty much anywhere. These are just a no, okay? Don't even think about bringing a heel unless you are looking for the opportunity to break your neck. Okay, the next shoe, you're thinking, well, I'll just bring a wedge. There's more surface area on the bottom of a wedge, right? And those are a little bit more stable because the heels are more chunky. Take a look at this wedge, okay? This is one of my favorites that I've had over years, and I've worn it a million times. But am I taking it to Europe? No way. Look at the surface area of that, okay? Look at how narrow this is. I am telling you, this is a recipe for disaster when you're walking around on their streets over there. No way you would catch me that. It would look great, okay? It'd look great with your cute little dress, but these are a no-go. So here is what you want to look for when you're taking shoes over to Europe for dinner, for daytime, for all of it, okay? I want you to look at shoes that have the widest amount of surface area on the bottom, because now when you're walking around on those uneven streets and sidewalks and those uneven, narrow stairs, you're going to have the most bottom of your shoe to keep you stable. So something like a Birkenstock or similar like these. Here's my Birkenstocks that I've had for years. These are not only comfortable to walk around in, but that surface area is what I'm talking about. The next thing is a sandal that's got a good amount of surface area on the bottom. A very comfortable, supportive sandal that's cushy so you can walk around forever in it. But again, you got a lot of surface area so that you are not falling and tripping all over the place, because that is a real situation over there. The other thing that you're going to see all the time over there, women wear tennis shoes with their dresses all the time. I know we don't do that as much here. We want to put on a sandal or a wedge, and we can do that here because a lot of our sidewalks and wherever we're walking, okay, is pretty flat and even. But over there, not only do they wear the tennis shoes because they're walking a lot more than we do here, so it's comfortable on their feet. The other thing is because of all those stones and boulders and uneven pavement. So think about a tennis shoe, and obviously not these, I just grabbed them out of my closet, but a white, simple white tennis shoe will look great with a lot of your dresses, even with maxi dresses. And if you can't get that picture in your mind because you're just not used to a tennis shoe with dress look, I'm telling you 100% right now that you will fit in over there in dresses and tennis shoes. You'll get over there and see just about every woman in that scenario, and you will not feel weird or out of place at all. I know for us ladies that are over 50, 60, and beyond, not falling on our face and breaking a hip is like a big deal. It becomes more of a big deal as we're getting older. We don't have to want to go through all of that and get, everything that would take to get better from a situation like that. So please take my advice. If you are going over to Europe anytime soon and you're going to be going to these different cities, please keep this in mind with the surface area of the bottom of your shoes. If you do that and always make sure you're going with the biggest amount of surface, walking over there during the daytime at least, you are going to be the safest that you can be. Benny, what do you think about that? You want to tell the ladies about your perfect little paws? Well, my friends, it was so good to see you. And until next time, stay beautiful on the inside and out.